An Introvert's Testament through Jim Polito. The world parades and parties. It cares not much for me. I sit at home, all alone, quite contentedly. How much better is silence, the coffee cup, the table. How much better to sit by myself like the solitary seabird that opens its wings on the stake. Let me sit here forever with bare things, this coffee cup, this knife, things in themselves, myself being myself. I find it wholesome to be alone the greater part of time. To be in company, even the best, is soon wearisome and dissipating. I love to be alone. I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude. It's time to be happy with your place in the world. It's time to be happy with the things you've earned. It's time to be simple. It's time to be kind. It's time to quiet your restless mind and be free. Sitting quiet, doing nothing at all. Spring comes and the grass grows tall. You don't have to do, you just have to be, walking along quite humbly, and it sets you free. Sometimes I think I'm making all of the calls, when I know it really ain't that way at all. It's a roll of the dice or the will of the Lord. Either way, it ain't me at all, and it sets me free. Just want to be like a lily in the field. I rise to the sun and I blow in the wind. A bird flies high, the clouds roll by. Alls I do is sit and smile, 'cause I'm free. Forest stand. River, levee, forest stand. House, stray cat, home. Snowy day. Barley, hops, liquor, wine. Snowy day, I feel fine. Gray winter days. I love winter. Cold gray days compel inside activities. Drums, piano, writing, and drawing provide creative outlets. Clementines appear like little balls of sunshine. Beans in the crock pot keep me full, healthy, and warm. A home buddy's delight. Play. Play nourishes my soul. I enjoy the laughter of games. I enjoy the communion of making and playing music together. I don't leave the home often, but when I do, it's for music and play. Hominy casserole. Just a cheesy, rich recipe for wholly wholesome hominy. Mix the ingredients, follow the directions, and cook until done. Springtime. A stand of silver maple trees shades a fern garden that surrounds a bed of straw upon which sits a concrete bench. The vapors. The vapors rolled in, the fever climbed high, stray little kitty asleep by my side. Bittersweet. Life feels bittersweet, and sometimes I feel too tender. I wish for peace on earth every day. I do by being. I'm often plagued by the notion that I must do something. I am, and that is something in itself. Victuals. I love gray, quiet days with victuals simmering on the stove top and their pleasant smells permeating my home. Paths. I must come to believe and feel my path, as are all others, is holy and gracious. Wondering. Who will ponder with me the nature of infinity and whether my will is free? Possibility. I wonder how might feel a creative and helpful life. What if this is as good as it gets? I love quiet days surrounded by flowers and bees and birds and butterflies. Chipmunks, squirrels, neighbors, and kitty. Gentle sunshine and breeze. And then I say to myself, well, it couldn't get much better. Time. I love days when I'm not aware of time's passing. Water from the sky, so nourishing. The time of the year. Chipmunks eat silver maple seeds and carry acorns to their burrows. Enough! What more diversion do we need than our thoughts? What more activity do we need than time's passing? How much more richness do we need than solitude? What to do on a rainy day? Sit, think, look, think, wonder, ponder, awe. I miss the spider. A spider once lived in a corner of my house. The spider's residence lasted for some time. I enjoyed watching the spider and all of its spiderly activities. I have not seen the spider for some time. I miss the spider. Watching each other. A kind kitty watches me as I wake in the morning. I watch the kind kitty as she sleeps in the afternoon. Simple modernity. Bands of gray clouds streak the sky. A hawk flies past trees with no leaves the breeze makes murmur. An indoor bed cuddles a stray cat. An ancient dryer hums mechanical sounds. These things make my day. Food and media. I sometimes carelessly eat food and meals without appreciating the gift that presents itself. One mindless sporkful after another. I sometimes spend days the same way, mindlessly consuming media in all the ways it presents itself. I feel lucky when I notice my mindlessness and return to mindfulness. I wish I did that more often. This is my home. Spider nests in household corners. Winter holiday for little bugs. Little bean kitty asleep in the chair until she is an alarm clock. This is my home on this winter day. Little kitty versus the spider. Little kitty is a bit more interactive than the spider that used to be a housemate. The spider lived forever up in a corner of my kitchen. I noticed when it was gone. I enjoyed watching it when it was alive. It was the tiniest of speck that would go out and about on a network of threads and hunt and acquire meals. I wish I had those skills. Human waves. Human generations are waves lapping upon the shore in a never-ending cycle of impact and insignificance. Home. What do you do when you find your home the most peaceful place on earth and don't want to leave? I failed. Home alone. I enjoy peace and quiet. I thought I might see the number of days I silently could pass without a word. 0. Critters in my home seemingly demand conversation. Bubbles. I perhaps have misguided confidence in the validity of the thoughts in which I encapsulate myself. On the other hand, I wonder if others in their bubbles have reached any better conclusions. Butterflies. What guides a butterfly in its flight? And am I not similarly guided? My to-do list. Kindness, justice, humility, patience, forgiveness. An ode to webs. I sit and watch tall plants spread snowflake seeds. Falling leaves, squirrels and chipmunks gathering treats from trees, glass threads of spider webs, butterflies and hummingbirds, ducks gliding to a river rest, herons and hawks soaring, resting places for flying things rising from garden volunteers. And I think to myself, what a wonderful web. And I realize I'm nothing at all. An ode to imagination. My imagination leads me to various places, sometimes thoughts, constructs, images, music, plans, visions, imaginations, and all the others seemingly crystallize before my eyes. Other times I see catastrophes and perseverate. Nasty imagination, what a curious friend you are. An ode to autumn. Every day I find pieces of myself falling to the wayside. Dreams, habits, friends, accomplishments, failures, successes, sorrows, joys, family, importances, memories, and a little bit of everything of which I thought I was made. Only the next day to arise anew with more pieces that eventually will fall. And so I fancy myself as a tree in the fall, with leaves that will fall, arising anew in the spring. An Ode to Responsible Stewardship. I sit and stream and watch TV as a space agency propels 2 human beings into outer space. I wonder why we do this when we yet do not have peace on Earth. How shall we steward the resources of our planet? Sometimes, seemingly, for projectiles of death and discovery. James Taylor got it right. What will you do with your time? Someone asked. I'll watch the chipmunks and the squirrels and the rabbits and the bees, and the spiders as they come and the spiders as they go, and the woodpeckers and the dogs and the walking happy people, and flowers as they bloom and blooms as they fade, and wildflower blooms with swarms of flying things, and leaves become green and leaves become brown, and stink bugs in the winter, and cicadas when it's hot, and butterflies, and winter stray kitty as she moves with the sun, and oh, ants moving piles of earth, I can't forget them. You know, stuff like that. And then I remember the line from a song. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time.